actually I had a parent come to me this week, and she has a 2-year-old. She also has a 6-year-old, I think. And she never had this trouble with the 6-year-old, so she was like bewildered and baffled by her 2-year-old, who is now recognizing that she is an independent person and can make choices and do things on her own. One of the things we have to remember about kids and food, and kids in general actually, is when they get to about 2 years old, they can control 2 things. They can control what goes in, and they can control what comes out. And so sometimes that's why food becomes an issue for a child that age, is that they want to make decisions about themselves, and they sometimes choose food as one of those decisions. And this little girl apparently is really not liking anything that her mother puts in front of her to eat for dinner, and she's actually literally picking it up, throwing it on the floor, picking a dish up and throwing that, and Mom is like, I don't know what to do. I've got a 6-year-old. He never did this, you know. And here's my daughter doing this. So what I told her was, for one thing, because of the age of the child, and that's an important factor when you're talking about food situations, because of the age of the child, you want to empower her and give her ways that she can be involved in either the preparation of the food or the preparation for the meal. So if there's some little something that she can do, like cut up a cucumber or a banana, or do something in terms of food preparation while Mom is also preparing the food, that might help her to feel more like she wants to participate in the eating of the food. We find that at school with kids, if they're helping with preparing, let's say, some kind of vegetable that they maybe never had before. Let's say artichokes. That's one that a lot of little kids haven't had. If they are involved in the preparation of the artichoke, they're much more willing to try it, rather than just going, ooh, I'm not going to eat that. That doesn't look right. That looks like a porcupine. So you want to involve them in the preparation of the food. That sometimes will work. Nothing always works, by the way. I'm going to tell you some things, I'll give you some ideas, but nothing always works, so you just have to get creative too on your own. She's still in a high chair, so I also said maybe it's time for her to be in a regular sized chair with a booster seat, so that she feels more like sort of a grown-up sitting at the table with the rest of the family. Another thing that she might try doing would be to have the little one put the napkins on the table or something like that, because I guess the brother's job is to set the table. So don't want to take his job away from him. On the other hand, see if you can figure out something that she can do to be helpful to get part of the meal going. If a child does throw food or throw dishes, again, it's a moment for taking a really deep breath, because you want to just release any emotions that you might have. You look the child in the eyes, as always. You get on their level and look them in the eyes. And you say, doesn't seem like you want to eat tonight. You must not be hungry. That's okay. You are excused from the table. And they leave. So rather than dwelling on what they've done wrong, which is throwing food and stuff, and you could say, we don't throw food at the table, that tells me that you're not hungry. So you could say something like that as well, so that they get that throwing food is not okay. Another thing that you can do with a child who does that kind of thing is, or some children will say, well, I don't want to eat that, I want to have a cookie, And you can say to that child, wow, I know. Cookies are the best, aren't they? I want to eat a cookie too. I understand, I get it, you want a cookie. But at our house, here's what we do. We eat this, and then we have our cookies. So what are you going to eat first so you can have your cookie? Or if it's in the middle of the afternoon and it's an afternoon snack kind of thing, and the child wants the cookie, but you want them to eat cheese and fruit, say to the child, I know, I like the cookies too. You always want to tell them, I wish we had cookies right now, but we don't have cookies. What else do we have that would be yummy and sweet? and maybe the child will come up with an idea, but maybe they won't. So you say, well, we could do apple slices, we could do grapes, so you can give them some ideas as well. But hopefully that sweetness will, satisfy them rather than the cookie. But you really want to acknowledge about the cookie because we all like them.